dear, Simsy here, and April showers bring May flowers. So today I want to talk about some weird eco-horror and sci-fi that I've been reading lately, so let's get started. So first we have The Marigold by Andrew Sullivan, and this one is set in the near future in a dystopic version of Toronto where this strange phenomenon is going on, where this black slime mold is slowly starting to take over, and there's this health inspector who's investigating what's going on, and she believes that the mold might be sentient. So this one was so up my alley, and the black mold reminds me a little bit of the symbiote in Venom. I'm sorry. Comic book fans, yes. So in Venom, and there's even, I feel like, a little Venom reference in there. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I especially enjoyed the inspector's point of view. There are other points of view from like a cab driver, and it kind of explores how capitalism results in its own decay and destruction. Like there's a literal rot going on here, and something is rotten in Toronto. Yeah. Okay, next we have a book that I have been so excited to read because Jeff Vandermeer is one of my favorite sci-fi authors, and this is actually a reprint of his debut novel, and this is Veniss Underground. It takes place in an underground city called Veniss, where there is living art. So people are obsessed with bioengineering these mutant animal hybrids, and they also like skin graft and modify their bodies with the body parts of others, and just creating these Frankensteinian monstrosities, and it has just so much wonderful body horror. Like, I have a strong stomach when it comes to like reading, like things don't get to me, but there is a passage, like a section of the book where there is a cadaver cathedral, and it gets messed up. So kudos for it. It like squicked me out. It grossed me out in a good way. And the blurb pitches this and compares it to the myth of Orpheus because it follows a man who's trying to find his lover in this corrupt city. But for me, it mostly resembled and reminded me of the island of Dr. Moreau, because there's this kingpin who's kind of unofficially in charge of the city named Quinn, and he's one of the main mad scientists, and he has all these like elephant bodyguards and meerkat talking assassins. And yeah, if you like the themes of Dr. Moreau, where you have kind of this person playing God, and it delves into the ethics of that and how do the creations feel and that kind of thing, I think you'd like this one as well. And while we are on the topic of bioengineered monstrosities, I do want to briefly mention a book that is on my TBR for next month, and that is Our Hideous Progeny. And this one centers around a descendant of Dr. Frankenstein, only she decides to resurrect dinosaurs. So what could go wrong? We're gonna find out. Okay, next we have Lovecraft's Worst Nightmare with Super Intelligent Octopi in the Mountain in the Sea by Ray Nayler. And this one revolves around a subspecies of octopi who are evolving and learning how to use tools and are developing their own symbol-based language system. And our main characters are scientists who are trying to decode their language and understand and communicate with these creatures. And honestly, it reminds me a lot of the movie Arrival, only instead of with aliens, we are dealing with an Earth species that scientists are trying to understand. And I feel like if you really love science-based sci-fi, this book will really be up your alley, and it's just a love letter to this really intelligent species. The book also features a sentient android and questions what it means to be a person and what is consciousness. So if you like deep, thought-provoking books, I really recommend this one. Okay, last and least, I want to talk about a book that I was major disappointed in and ended up DNFing, and that is Ascension by Nicholas Binge. And this one sounded amazing. It's cosmic horror with an expedition team. It sounded like At the Mountains of Madness. Essentially, it follows this physicist who's exploring a mountain that mysteriously popped up in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. But to me, the framing and setup of the story was so weird. It follows letters from the physicist addressed to his 14-year-old niece. And this is so weird to me, and not in a good weird way, because the beginning of the book, which I end up DNFing, is basically all backstory. It's him talking about like how he met his wife, how he got propositioned by his wife, and I'm like, why are you telling this to your niece? Like, at least he has a brother. He could have been sending letters to his brother, like saying, oh, I don't know if I'll survive or something. Or he could have been talking to a colleague who might understand what's going on, or a diary where he's confessing. And the setup was just so weird to me, and it sounded like it would have been so up my alley premise-wise, but the execution, no. Maybe I will soft DNF it and try to read it again in like the winter because it looks wintery. We'll see. But if you stuck through and read the whole thing, let me know what your thoughts are and if it gets any better. But yeah, that's all I have to say for now. I have some exciting videos in store, and thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later. See ya!